Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard. It is a damn fine day to talk about some books, and we are here for Beard Book Talk episode 16, where I tell you what I read, what I got, what I'm gonna read. I got through quite a few books this past week, things that had been hanging on, things I was trying to finish. But yeah, I got through one massive book that I've been working on for a while, or not massive, but 600 pages, and then I read a couple short ones to kind of, I guess get away from reading something big and sloggy because it was. I read Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez. The review's already up. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, so to speak. I didn't love this book. It was 2 stars for me. Enjoyed the first 130 pages. Somewhat enjoyed a middle section of the book, but it's told in 6 parts. There are 0 chapter breaks within those 6 parts, so you'll go 150, 160 pages with just text. And then, look, I'm a big boy. I can read books like that, but this one was just really, really sloggy for me in parts, and I didn't love it. So, Our Share of Night, Mariana Enriquez. I finished up The Corpse Garden by S.H. Cooper. I have a review for this up. I think I finished this week. I may be wrong about that, but yeah. Because I remember last week saying the only thing that I finished was, I think, the Dark Tower. I don't know. I don't know. I'm starting to get off track. Anyway, The Corpse Garden, S.H. Cooper. Really, really like this. Very, very short. Um, 6 to 10 page stories for the most part. I was really impressed with how much depth was put into those 6 to 10 pages, but there's a review up for it. I gave it 4 stars. I picked my 4 favorite stories. There's also shorts on shorts for all of them. So you can I know that you can buy this book for $5.20, I think, on Amazon right now. I came across it at Half Price Books. I had read a couple of SH's other books a few years ago, All That's Fair and the Festering Ones. I liked those as well. But yeah, this one just hit right. Short, uh, but yet really, really. I mean, my general feeling is that sometimes like a super short story, like a piece of flash fiction, or a lot of times those are just like quick gimmicks, right? And there was none of that here. These were like really, really good short stories. So The Corpse Garden, S.H. Cooper. And then I went straight into, because I finished Our Share of Night and I needed a pause, I went into Sweet Story by Carlton Mellick. I like this book. It's my second Mellick read. I didn't like it as much as the first one, which was something along the lines of every time we meet at Dairy Queen, your face explodes, or yeah, that was the title. It was really on title. This one's Sweet Story, Carlton Mellick. I'm going to review it. I don't want to go too much in depth here, but it's apocalyptic, cannibals, no food to be found anywhere. I mean, it basically takes a simple, sweet story of a girl wishing on a rainbow, that it would rain candy, and that comes true. But we're talking, gobstoppers raining down and killing people like sniper fire. And anyway, and it just escalates and escalates and escalates. But yeah, Sweet Story, Carlton Mellick, probably 3 star range. And then I read Lowlands by Adam Costco. This book was sent to me for a review. It's an arc. I believe it comes out in January. Um, I like this book. Um, it's one of the books that, while in the midst of it, I had concerns and questions. It's only a 150-page book. I liked the way that it wrapped up. It had a feel of Blake Crouch's Recursion a bit. Yeah, I liked it. I'm gonna think about it. I just finished this one yesterday, and I'm gonna um, do a review for it. So this is Lowlands by Adam Costco. Uh, so I'm still working on Insomnia by King. That's my audio. I am I haven't marked where I'm at in it recently. I've got like maybe 8 hours left of audio on Insomnia by Stephen King, so that's coming. Be wrapping that up this week. Now that I finished I was doing the Corpse Garden and the Beast You Are by Paul Tremblay at the same time. I am going to try to focus on Tremblay only for shorts on shorts and get this one wrapped up. I'm getting close to halfway through, but the Beast You Are by Paul Tremblay. And then yesterday I started the Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I've read this before, but wanted to read it again in the season. This is I said before I picked this book up at Five Below. I never bought a book at Five Below before. I just thought it was kind of a cool cheap shot at a gold leaf you know version of this. Apparently, it's a facsimile of the true first edition. I mean, if it's got like some handwritten stuff in here by I mean, not facsimile handwritten stuff like preface stuff, but it's got some cool. I mean, it's a pretty cool little edition of it, and I'm 100 pages in. Like I said, it's a reread. I'm enjoying it, and so I'll probably wrap this up tonight. And that's the stuff that I am currently reading. When I finish Christmas Carol, I'll be going to. I don't know. I'm thinking. So I'm torn. Like I got this Infinite Jest that I really, really want to start. Maybe kind of take it on over the holidays and just work my way through it. It is a bit daunting. It is a bit intimidating. And when I got it, which was, in the last month, I got it in my head. I wanted to read it and I got it. And since then, I've lost a little bit of that fire about wanting to dive into this gigantic son of a gun. But anyway, I'm thinking about either this. If I don't go straight into Infinite Jest, then I'm going to choose either Little Eve, which is the last Catreon award that I have not read. I've read all three of her other books, really liked all three of them. Or I'm going to do this Keith Rossum book, The Mercy of the Tide. I've read three Keith Rossum books, liked them all. I got a couple more on my Christmas list that I know my parents are getting me. So, The Mercy of the Tide by Keith Rossum. So it's going to be one of these or Infinite Jest, and I might dive into Infinite Jest, and you may not see me for a couple months because I get the feeling it's going to be that type of book. When I finish the Tremblay Shorts on Shorts, I'm going to start. This book was also sent to me for review. I haven't been accepting very many. I haven't been offered very many, but I also haven't accepted any. And these are the first two review books I've accepted in 3 years, roughly, I think. But Happy Bunny and Other Mischiefs, and this is by Rebecca Granston, and it is short stories. So I'll be diving on into this one because I committed to read it, and but to get the shorts on shorts out and start my way towards reviewing it. And that is everything that I read and everything that I am gonna read. I got a couple lots off eBay that I want to show you. I have not I have possibly read some Graham Masterton in my past. Again, back in the days before Goodreads and before I really documented what I had read, other than putting them into a spreadsheet, which is long lost on a external hard drive that's probably not compatible with anything anymore. But I'll be honest with you, I always mispronounced his name. I always put an S in there instead of the T. I always called him Graham Masterson, and it's Graham Masterton. But I got a 4 book lot of his off eBay. I got Manitou Blood. I got Night Wars. I got Master of Lies. And I got Doorkeepers. So, probably going to dive into some of these eventually. I mean, on one side of the coin, I somewhat kind of collect, vintage horror paperbacks. I somewhat kind of collect leisure horror paperbacks. I was in the club back in the day where you got two a month, and but I also have not been. I've been getting these things, but I haven't been reading many of them. So, I've got all kinds of goals of diving back into Brian Keene and um, picking up where I left off with Robert McCammon and this and that, and we'll see because because on one side of the coin I am pulled to that to just read a bunch of vintage, pulpy, possibly trashy horror paperbacks. On the other side, I'm pulled to read every book that's ever won the Pulitzer Prize and the top books of this and the top books of that. So you'll see where I wind up. Hopefully, it's somewhere in the middle. That'd be my goal. I mean, I want to read an important book a month, maybe. I mean, set a goal and knock out 10 or 15 important books over the course of a year, but then constantly cleanse the palate, maybe with some of this stuff. I don't know. And then I got another 10 book lot on eBay, 10 book lot of some horror paperbacks. And let's see what we got here. I haven't really looked through these yet. So I got The Bargain. Was there a force more evil than Hitler? By John Ruddy. The Bargain. Hitler meets vampires. Okay. That's a cool cover. I got The Red Church by Scott Nicholson. Got Death Knell by C. Terry Klein Jr., a shocking novel of possession and revenge, more terrifying than Audrey Rose. I'm not familiar with Audrey Rose. It's definitely got a Nazi backdrop, so there's a common theme here, I guess. Death Knell by C. Terry Klein Jr. I got Shattered by John Ferris. I got Judgment Day. This is another cool cover. Judgment Day by Nick Sharman. Evil has a child's face in a novel of possession and blood-curdling terror. I got Shadow Walkers by Nina Romberg. This looks like maybe it's pinnacle horror, but it looks like maybe a YA type thing. Who will save the children? Got The Face by Tim Levin. I've read a few Tim Levin books back in the day. I got Unholy Fire by Whitley Strieber. I think the only book I've read by Strieber is Communion. I actually read that at some point. And then I got Mischief by Douglas Clegg. Read a bunch of Clegg. Don't really remember which ones I've read and which ones I haven't. We talked last week in a haul I did about Andrew Harper. Andrew Harper was Douglas Clegg's pen name for, I think Douglas Clegg wrote horror. I think Andrew Harper, don't get me wrong, it was dark and very horrific, but I think it was more like real, not true crime, but like it wasn't like, it was more of a sadistic, psychopathic killer as opposed to getting into other horror themes. Like, I don't know what these get into, but like ghosts and haunted houses and possession and possibly monsters and whatnot. So, Mischief by Douglas Clegg. And then I got Terminal by Brian Keene. And I believe this is his first standalone novel. I have read a handful of Brian Keene's, not a lot. Most recently read The Ghoul. I really like that one. But I think this is his first standalone novel, I believe, based off the brief research that I did a few years ago when I was going to then read every book Brian Keene has written and didn't go any further than Ghoul. So, Terminal by Brian Keene. And that is it. That's everything I got. We got Christmas coming up. Like I said, I'm going to finish up the Christmas Carol. Cool Christmas ghost story. And honestly, I mean, I think it was written mid 1800s. I'm gonna do a little research on that because I think it was, put out serially. And how cool would that be to have something like that coming out, around Christmas time? And again, in an age where everybody read, or everybody that could read because there was no other entertainment. That's pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Trying to think what else I got. So I got a bunch of reviews coming this week. I got the Carlton Mellick book review coming this week. I've got the Adam Costco Lowlands review coming this week. probably Christmas Carol later in the week. I won't so much review that as just talk about it. And then yeah, some shorts on shorts from Tremblay and this and that. So yeah, appreciate you being here. Click like, subscribe, comment. Tell your friends. I mean, you don't have to tell your friends, but if you want to tell your friends, that'd be cool. I've watched my subscribers grow. I don't know. I think when I came back, when I peaked, I reached like 1,600 roughly. When I came back, I had only lost a handful. I mean, like I was down to like the mid 1,500. So in the time I've been back in the 3 months or whatever, I think I'm at like 16, almost 1630. 1,630. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good growth. I'm pretty happy about that. I mean, ultimately, this is really just a constant journal of my reading journey. And I appreciate anybody that likes to check it out and likes to go for the ride with me, or respects my book opinions at all. So, but yeah, watching it grow is not. I would say it's not necessary for me to keep doing this, but it is definitely uh, I guess encouraging, when you see that more and more people are kind of coming on. So that's fun. So yeah, you like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. I mean, if you haven't already subscribed to me, you're not still here. So I don't know why I'm saying this. It's like I coach football on the side. My son is a high school football player, and I always give the speech about not missing practice at a practice, and the kids I'm talking to aren't there because they missed the practice. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, I appreciate you being here. Hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.